Frank, one of the great moments in tournament history here in Scottsdale, you go back to 1996, the sudden death playoff between Phil Mickelson and Justin Leonard. Mickelson has always been the hero out here because he went to Arizona State.
Yeah, and it still runs through his veins, Rich. There was such an important win for him because to do it in front of people that he considered his home crowd was huge. And then also to do it in a playoff where, obviously it's win or lose. So for Mickelson, 1996 and TPC Scottsdale certainly ring home. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Sometimes you get breaks, and he got one right there.
Yeah, I guess the bunker was a little smaller than I thought it was. It looked doomed for that.
This is a cross-country special. That was not a very good read right there. Shouldn't be a problem here. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. Now to the fifth hole and a challenging par 4.
Slightly longer this year, played off in UT at the back, and there used to be 2 bunkers down the right side. They've now been put together to form one and in the perfect position that really make you think about your tee shot. It takes a very big drive to try and carry that bunker on the right. It's going to be at least 315 plus yards to get past that. Green itself still tilts a little left to right and back towards the player.
Headed for the bunker? Well, he'd like to have that one back in the bunker.
Still a chance to get it up and down.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Here's the second shot from 180.
Gets a good kick. It's only in the first cut.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Frank, I like the way he sort of starts his swing a little bit on the outside and then drops it right on plane. So in the first cut here, it could be worse. Frank, not close, but from that line, not bad.
No, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Oh, another one goes in.
Now to the par 4-6. Decision time, Frank. Driver, or do you go with 3-wood?
A lot of that's going to depend on if there's any breeze. If the breeze is at your back, you can drive it all the way down the right side and take those 2 bunkers down the right completely out of play. This hole's been stiffened up, though. The length hasn't increased, but that bunkering in that choke point So the strategy, do you have the length to get past them? Or if you have to lay up, it's going to leave a much longer second shot.
Really good play off the tee, at least 300 yards and in the fairway. Second shot, good look at the green. Good swing, good shot yet again. Well, that is a ball striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Oh, I thought he had that. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole. Even par currently.
That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. On to the par 3 7th, 215 yards from that back tee box, Frank.
This hole hasn't really changed. Still has that V-shaped green where it's very narrow in the front. A high-flying shot in here that carries that front edge, and you'll find the further and further you go back there, the more receptive and that green starts to widen.
That one ends up in the rough.
That went sideways.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he was thinking on that.
And he's made it onto the green now. Settles in over the putt. So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. This is a good hole, Frank, the par 4 8th.
Yet another dogleg left, Rich, on the front side. And it's a sharper dogleg now because they've put in 2 bunkers down the left side. It used to be a bailout area for the players in the past. You can't do that anymore. He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
All right, the winds are starting to pick up. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. What's the right way to approach it?
Well, you've really got to find out, first of all, the direction of the wind. And you have to be certain of it right now. And plus, if there's a gust, that's something you can't, you've got no control over.
Good-looking shot right here. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just 5 feet left. Nice putt, and now back to level par. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Simply put, there is nothing like it in the game of golf. It is by far the biggest spectator event in the sport. We're at TPC Scottsdale in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, everybody wants to know about 16, the famed par 3 here, surrounded by those skyboxes. Once again, that'll be a topic of the day. But really, this is a regular sight for the PGA Tour. So those of you that were familiar with the golf course, it's now changed. 2014, the designers Morris and Weiskopf did a massive renovation.
Well over 100,000 fans every day, better than 500,000 for the week. It lost that one out of bounds, and that is a costly stroke. This will be the third shot after being penalized for going out of bounds. Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Now his fourth shot. This is a good-looking shot. Outstanding strike right there, right off the center of the club face, and a good chance for birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Well, with that drop shot, moves to 1 over for the tournament. Par 4 second hole, a little bit longer than the first, this one at 442 yards.
Yeah, they've added a new tee, changed the bunkering down the right side. Still a semi-blind tee shot, a hole that bends softly to the left side. The bunkering around this green has changed. Still, it requires a very precise tee shot.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here. Another good swing, another good approach shot.
This will be a 14-foot putt here. just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good parts.
So they'll tap in. Frank, it has been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey. Now on to the third, first par 5 on the course here at TPC Scottsdale.
Yeah, the length of the hole hasn't really changed. It used to be 2 fairway bunkers down the left. Now there's only 1. Still a hazard that runs down the right side. A strategic hole if you can't make this par 5 and 2 in a brand new green that has been completely changed.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
Sit down. Get down.
Oh, this is gone.
Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Playing his third here at the par 5. Safely aboard. Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. In the hole and a birdie. Frank, what kind of shot is required here at the par 3 fourth?
A little drop shot par 3 down the hill in today's standards because it's under 200 yards. Series of 3 tee boxes, so plenty to choose from there. The entry into the green is well protected now by the 2 bunkers, one in the center and one on the right front of this green. Second shot.
Pretty good shot right there. Locked in on the read and the speed. Frank, that looked good to me. Oh, you can see the frustration. Almost kicked his putter head right there with a drop shot here at the fourth. Just a couple of feet. That's a bogey putt, dropping down the leaderboard a bit, now at 2 over par. So that is the end of the second round, and unfortunately, the end of the tournament for our featured player, missing the cut.
Well, they certainly didn't hit the magic number here for the tournament. Fell below the cut line, and they just couldn't make it back. There's always next week.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Oh, he is winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
He moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough. Safely on deck.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy, featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line. Frank, back in 1998, by any chance, do you remember exactly how many golf balls John Daly hit into the water at the 6th?
It was half a dozen. Half a box of golf balls.
This is just a superb performance. Great round to this point, Frank, and you can really see that reflected in his mood today.
Yeah, it just looks too easy. Swinging the club beautifully. Ball's going exactly where he wants it to. He's not trying to take too many risks. So consequently, he's getting birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is. Arnold Palmer's legacy to golf is in so many different areas. We see it just in the way people react to the game. But really, when we go to Bay Hill, it's the one golf course that you'll see you've been out there. His clubs are always on the back of a cart. He's ready to go to the range. It's almost in every little blade of grass out there because Arnold plays it whenever he can. The king, whatever you want to call him, Mr. Palmer. He lives and breathes at Bay Hill, and when the tournament comes around every March, it's a great reminder to not just Mr. Palmer, but also the golf course and all those little obstacles that he put in your way, water normally, and all the great events, and it's fun. It's a golf course, too, that anybody can play.
And when I think of Arnold Palmer, I think the young professionals could learn just a few things from one of the all-time greats. First of all, reach out to the galleries, sign autographs.
Look him in the eye, too.
Make eye contact as he always did. Number 2, own your golf swing. Whatever it is, believe in it. It may be a little different. It may not be by the book, but own it and be comfortable with it. And then I think number 3, go for it. That's what Arnie always did. Go for it at the risk of failure, because you'll never be great if you just lay back all the time. Arnie always went for it.
One little lesson, too, you reminded me there. The one common denominator with just about every great player is a good grip. Arnold Palmer learned that for his dad. So if you're picking up a golf club for the first time or playing it for the 100th time, remember, good grip will take you a long way.
Well, continuing to move in the right direction, now to 2 under for the championship. Been some outstanding shot making to this point. Let's see what's happening now as we resume the action at the 7th. Frank, what have you seen so far through the early portion of the day from our featured golfer?
A lot of really good, solid play. Nothing outstanding, but, well, a few more good ones might just change our theory on that.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he was thinking on that.
So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, whom you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was 1 inch or 2. Aim the club at that and made sure they followed through. Oh, that's fine.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Now his third, staring right at the green. Solid play, heart of the green. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Well, not in contention, but in for par. It's a consistent theme here at Bay Hill, if you can carry it 300 yards.
Bay Hill always favors the longer hitter. You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
That one is in the bunker. We got away with one right there. Just missed that bunker.
Yeah, that looked like it was sand the whole way.
Right about 9 feet here to the hole.
Which has been a very good workmanlike performance. Yet another birdie.
Into the top 15 on the leaderboard. That's the end of round 1, and we saw a lot of good golf out there today, Frank.
And it was a bonus to anyone that got off to a good start today.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. It's second-round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
There's something about a well-hit shot. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Wow, Frank, look at that one run out. Just blistered that tee shot.
Well, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. (1992), Captain Cool, Fred Couples won by 9 shots over Gene Sowers. And with that win, Frank, Freddie became the #1 ranked player of the world.
Yeah, those are the days for Freddie. It was just like sticking a key in the car. Give it a little turn, and he was off and running. Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, 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 rough.
He'll need to be strong with this. Frank in a bit of trouble here at the par 5, missing the green on that third shot.
Yeah, just battling to make par. And this is going to be difficult.
Frank well off the pace, but the true professionals, they keep digging, trying to get better. At the par 4 13th now, Frank, what's the key here?
Really avoid those 3 bunkers, Rich. You don't want a fairway bunker shot over water for your second shot. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. That one is just a little offline, and that will not end up in the fairway. Get down. Look out.
It's over. The green.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. Good try. Just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. He'll take par and move on. Frank, I like a good par 3 over 200 yards, requiring that one good clean strike. And here's a good case in point, 216 yards, all you want.
Yeah, bunk it at the back, bunk it to the left side, a little collection area to the right. So really, in the end, you've got one choice. That's at your best.
Second shot, good look at the green. Superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Continues to roll the ball very well. Frank, deep in the round at the 15th, you need to maybe make something happen. How difficult is that with such a huge dog leg here?
Once again, make sure you know the distance to carry the bunker or run out. You've got to play to your strength.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. This is the second shot at the par 4.
Should be safely on deck.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Shouldn't be a problem here. Just playing excellent golf. 5 under for the tournament. 2 rounds in the books, Frank, and a good spot from which to make a move.
Yeah, well positioned. Really, if you're leading, it's a different pressure. Being in the chaser pack there, playing well, what a great position to go into with 2 rounds to go.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Good chance at one. And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. See if he can get something going here. 2 straight birdies. Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Got it for par. Frank, as you step to the tee here at the 8th, what are you seeing?
Another hole that suits the long hitter, Rich. That bunker just over 300 yards. The further you get down there, the short... Oh, he is winding this one up. Does he have the power, though? Can a ball explode?
That is big. I mean, really big.
It's fine.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Well, this is going to be an interesting day. The wind is howling, or as they would say in Scotland, just a wee breeze. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Just a pure strike. A perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Goes to 6 under par for the tournament. What a display of golf. It's a consistent theme here at Bay Hill, if you can carry it 300 yards.
Bay Hill always favors the longer hitter.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Excellent drive right there, Frank.
Circa 310.
Frank, you want to make the turn in style? We're here at the ninth, the approach shot, and what are we looking at?
Big green, one of the biggest on the golf course. This hole's changed a lot with equipment over the years, so long iron, even a mid-iron for some people, to a very generous green. Just pitch it on the front third, and you'll be having a birdie putt here at 9.
Here we go. Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Seve-esque.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Just slides by.
Yeah, can't afford to miss too many of those out here today.
And getting ready for the putt. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Back here in Orlando, Florida at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Frank, we're getting set for the back nine. How do you get off to a good start?
Well, it's one of the shorter par fours here, Rich. Dogleg right. Good drive. Just a short on here.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Moving a little bit to the right. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
These putts keep the round together. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Now to the 11th with water left, bunkers on the right. Frank, what's the key here?
Well, too often people just look at the scorecard and they go, well, it's over 400 yards. I have to hit driver. You don't have to hit driver at 11. Something in the fairway, just short of that second bunker. And it sets up, 6 or a 7 iron. both had some meat behind it.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
He just missed the bunker. And he's made it onto the green now. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. This can be a cruel game at times. Well, Frank, you hear it so often. This is a game of dealing with your miscues.
That's the beauty of this game of golf. It giveth and it taketh away.
Oh, that hurts. Thought he had it. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. You can see the look of disgust, and it's justifiable. It's a double bogey. Day 3, and what a tournament this is shaping up to be, Frank.
Quite simply, great weather, great golf, great fans, which is the perfect mix for a golfer trying to win a tournament. The final round, if this is anything to go by, has to just be sensational.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. That's a good spot right there.
Center cup.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Good swing, good shot yet again. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Made par yesterday, this one for birdie. Frank, we haven't seen a whole lot of that, but no doubt it feels good. Frank, as we come to the 14th of par 3, what's ahead for the players?
Once again, another tough par 3 coming up. Narrow at the front. It gets a little wider the further you go up this green.
Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Frank, that looked good to me. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just a couple of feet. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Now at the 15th, big dog leg right here. What's the best way to go, Frank?
Really down the left side. It's very tempting to try and hit it across that bunker, but not only do you have to carry the bunker, you've also got to carry those little shrubs down the right side.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Now the approach shot, par 4, 15th hole. Frank, break it down.
Green narrows up the further back you go, so the most generous place to land the ball is in the front half of this green. It's also the flattest section of the green.
Get down. Look out.
It's over. The green.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Frank, the good players continue to play good golf, even if they're not winning or in the top 5.
Yeah, that position's starting to look a little brighter than what it was at the beginning of the day. Now in the top 25.
But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. 28 feet from the cup. That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Well, after that birdie, has to be feeling as though they're not out of it just yet.
They're not far away from the first page of the leaderboard. A couple more birdies.
This is a good-looking shot. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in. You'd like that one again.
Well, that's disappointing. He misses the par putt, and he'll have this for bogey. Frank, it has been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey. Finishing hole at Bay Hill. Frank, how good is this 18th?
Well, it's good because it makes you scratch your head. If you look at your score, your own personal score, and then fast forward, you've made a big mistake.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, when you look at great rivalries in sports, you realize that athletes need each other. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to achieve greatness, to achieve legendary status. And in golf, Tom Watson needed Jack Nicklaus to push him to another level.
And also to define an era. Without one, we couldn't think of the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. You need those players to define that era. So you need competition. Competition is not without rivalry.
That is another laser right at the flagstick. Eyeing this putt for a birdie. Frank starting to make the move.
Leaderboard very volatile at the moment, so a lot of move in that middle piece of the leaderboard. Top 20 so far.
So another tournament in the books, Frank, and what'd you make of this one?
Quality venue once again, Rich. The standard of courses we're seeing is excellent, and consequently it's enabling the players to really play some great golf. So I think golf's the winner today.
presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Alberta Classic.
Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Getting set now over the putt. Who knows? It is a 4-round tournament, setting himself up for a good weekend, maybe a great one. Young star makes his birdie. Let's take you down to the 7th hole. Nothing noteworthy here in the first round, Frank, but still plenty of golf to be played.
That's right, Rich. A little bit of a dry spell, but really not a lot of damage done. Oh, that's fine.
Players bracing against these strong, gusty winds. Really a challenge out there. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Chance to get it close here. Players still fighting the strong winds out there today. And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie.
Chance for back-to-back.
So Rory McIlroy now lurking, Frank. He is starting to close the gap on the leaders.
Yeah, 3 shots might look a big gap right now, Rich, but with holes in hand, that can quickly change.
Frank, you like this kind of design feature where you go from the longest hole in the course immediately to the shortest hole.
Certainly, golf giveth and golf taketh away. This is just minimally uphill, just a couple of feet, but you can see from the overview the design of the green. When that flag's on the right, it's a little bit of a longer carry, so just be a little cognizant of that. You don't have to hit it directly at the flag.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Oh, can't hide the flag stick from that man.
Second shot.
Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it, like a who's who.
Just love the variety here on the front side, Frank, coming off that short par 3 8th. Now we go to another par 5 to round out the side, 501 yards.
And the third par 5. Interesting front 9 here. 3 par 5s, 3 par 3s and 3 par 4s. This one not the longest par 5, but still reachable. This one you have to be a little bit careful though. This is probably the toughest driving hole on the front 9 with regard to par 5s.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, as we get set now for this second shot to the par 5 9th, what are the options for the player?
The biggest thing to take into account, Rich, is just that the general terrain in front, because you can always use that to your advantage. I know the green pitches from left to right. You've got 2 choices. Just sort of aim it a little bit left, let it kick down the hill, or just try and sort of turn it back towards the flag.
no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
That one was running so hot. He'll need to be strong with this.
I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect. Right? It's going to hurt the cause.
Did the job right there. Excellent front side, trying to keep it going here on the second nine.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Long putt here. This will require a good touch. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right.
It's no snack, though.
That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Hoping to drop only one shot, this for bogey.
Rich, you got to tell me what happened. I covered my eyes on that one.
Another bogey. What else? So off the long par 3/10, we are at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4, Frank.
It looks like a straightaway par 4, Rich, but if anything, the hole actually bends to the left, and you really want to follow that natural contour of that. Just sort of draw it off those bunkers on the right, or just simply carry it over the ones on the left. But ideally, down the left side, it avoids that pine tree that's further down.
Up with the big boys now, Frank.
Well, we saw that previous tee shot go 310. This one's further.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Been this way all day. Airtight, no mistakes, solid shot.
And yet another green in regulation.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now. This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Alberta Classic. And let's go down to the first. Stepping up to the first tee and off a surprisingly good first round. Let's see if our featured player can conjure up some of that magic here in round two. Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that? There's always advantage of hitting it further than most, Rich, and straighter than most. When you put the two together, it's just straight up a head start.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Good swing, good shot yet again. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace, it's hard to be critical of that.
Just a couple of feet. He'll take par and move on. Frank, it's always nice to begin a round with a little variety. We had a relatively short par 4 opening hole and now a par 3 to back it up.
You can see why short iron play is going to be paramount today, Rich. Short iron into the first hole and a chance here to hit another short iron into a short par 3. So you can get off to a very fast start.
Just an incredible shot. That is a very makeable putt after a great approach. Well played. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Frank, we haven't seen a whole lot of that, but no doubt it feels good. So a par 4 to open, then a par 3, and now Frank here at the third, a par 5 at 528 yards.
And you get to see everything very well when he goes after he is here.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, in golf, we so often talk about how to hit the club, but we don't often talk enough about what club to hit.
Yeah, you can use a club in a lot of different ways too. You can max it out. You can take an extra club and maybe hit a little bit easier. You can even try and hit a different type of shot. Also, depending on the lie, if the ball is below your feet, then the shot's going to go to the right. Therefore, is it better that I take one extra club, one less? Where's the most trouble?
That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
His momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Methodically starting to climb the leaderboard now. 4 under par for the tournament with yet another birdie. Well, Frank, no doubt this is one of the most photographed holes in all of golf.
Yeah, Devil's Cauldron. Just get to the front of the tee there. Get the camera out. The vistas there are amazing. You see the mountains in the background. This green surrounded by the pine trees. And of course, if you like a lake or two, there's a lake just in front of that green. Just to give you that little color of blue in the snapshot you're going to take.
I like to look at them, not swim them. Certainly not fish golf balls out. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really was a rather poor approach shot.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. This from about 10 feet. So another bogey on the scorecard. And Frank, what happened this week?
I think it's a week to forget, Rich.
So 2 rounds in the books. Frank, that was fun.
It certainly was. It bodes well for the weekend. Saw a lot of good players that seem to actually have a good fit for this golf course. That bodes well for the next 36 holes.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the International Challenge. Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy, featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line. stuffed it in there really close, and now just a tap in. And this would be nice. 2 straight birdies. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Just a little tap in here. Good stroke right there. That's a par, and stays at 1 under. Frank, how does the front 9 finish up with this par 4?
Well, the par 4 ninth is called the Monk. It's not overly long, 423 yards, dogleg to the right. Just 1 bunker down the left to be avoided.
Beautiful looking shot right here. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, the Open Championship will be played at Royal Troon in 2016. It was first played back in 1923. What was first prize then?
A mere 75 pounds, so that equates to about $150 US. And just to give you an idea, the last time they played there, Rich, was back in 2004. When Todd Hamilton beat Ernie Els. He got a whopping 720,000 pounds. That's right, nearly $1.5 million.
The money's nice, but every player would tell you, Frank, it is still all about that claret jug.
It is, and that's actually suited the Americans because since 1962, they've been to Troon 6 times, and 6 times the victor has been American. In a very aggressive mode with that birdie now in 2nd place.
Front 9 is in the rearview mirror here at Royal Troon. Rich Lerner pleased as always to be alongside Frank Navalu, who played Royal Troon in the Open Championship twice. This back 9 getting underway, and we start with the 10th hole, and Frank, a blind tee shot.
Yeah, from the championship tees, the hole bends to the left. Really, you don't want to hit the ball more than 280, 290 yards. Otherwise, you'll run out of fairway. From there, just a short iron.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. This shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Now playing the 2nd here at the par 4.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Getting set now over the putt. He was fooled a little bit on that one, Frank. From about 8 feet. Missed putt and a drop shot here at the 10th. Frank, they didn't have any openings at EA Sports Basketball because, I mean, this is just brutal to watch. Frank, what happened to Jack Nicklaus here at the 11th hole back in 1962?
Yeah, that was his rookie year. He was actually looking at making 2 majors in a row. He just won the US Open. Came to the 10th hole, and, well, he made one more than 10, 11 to be precise. So you never know. If you make a 5 or a 6, that's not so bad when you consider what happened to Jack Nicklaus all the way back in 1962.
They'll be happy with that. In the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
They'll be pleased with that. The approach shot is about 12 feet away. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
Oh, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. Birdie looked like a sitter. Now par.
He needs this for par. Nice par to remain 1 under. And that'll do it from the shores of Scotland and historic Royal Troon Golf Club. For EA Sports, I'm Rich Slaughter alongside Frank Nobilo. We'll see you next time. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the International Challenge. Frank, if you needed a reminder as to just how difficult this 11th hole is, none other than Jack Nicklaus had his problems here.
Yeah, he turned pro in 1962. He just won the US Open at Oakmont, and then he came to Troon, and on the 11th hole, he made a 10. That's right, double digits.
Good contact, good result.
Rich, it's a different challenge today. The weather is so day-to-day out here, and when you get a breeze like this that's kicking up, you really have to sort of change your approach to playing these holes.
It looks nice out there, the blue skies, plenty of high sunshine, but it's a challenge because those winds have really freshened up. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Suddenly a ray of sunshine with that birdie.
There is hope. And on the top 25.
Frank, how do you size up the 12th hole here at Royal Troon?
Well, first look at 430 yards, you'd think it'd be a rather easy par 4. But that's not really the issue. The issue is gorse right and left. What a great shot.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You'll need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
From the rough, he manages to not only make the green, but get within easy striking distance of the hole. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Oh, I thought he had that.
Can't birdie them all, Rich.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. And now the tee shot here at the 472-yard par 4 13th.
A hole that bends to the right. Ideally hit it down the left side. And then you're playing to a raised two-tiered green.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Up with the big boys now, Frank.
Well, we saw that previous tee shot go 310. This one's further.
Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, you think about the great rivalries in sports, the Yankees and the Red Sox, Ollie and Frazier, and in golf, Nicklaus and Palmer. Great athletes, great teams, pushing one another to great heights.
It's amazing how that's gone forward too, because Nicklaus and Palmer really became Nicklaus and Watson. Then there was like Norman Faldo, but some would say that Faldo Ballesteros, 6 majors to 5, was even more important. But in this era that we're in now, I think we're all praying for that Woods-McIlroy rivalry. Woods with 14 majors, McIlroy already with 4. That really is one to celebrate over.
Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time that one gets him in the top 10.
On the tee here at 14, it's another par 3, Frank.
Yeah, don't get caught looking at the front of the green. That's where it's at its most narrow. Ideally, something that pitches just into the top of that mound.
Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. There you have it, Frank. The second round is complete. What are your thoughts?
I think anybody looking at this leaderboard, anybody in the top 10 of that leaderboard is certainly in a good position to win. Quality of the golf there in that first 10 is excellent.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the International Challenge.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That was a solid strike and a good result. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. That is some good work right there. Birdie and one shot closer to the lead. Moving on to hole number 6 here at Royal Troon. Frank, what are the golfers facing at this long par 5?
Well, you've got to attack this hole in chunks, Rich. Just allow the mounding on the right to kick the ball forward, then try and position that second shot. Keep well away from that pot bunker that's a little bit short, about 30 yards right and short of this green. That is the one that causes the problem.
Long and straight, about 320 yards. And in the fairway.
Second shot.
Third shot, looking for a good one. That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach, and now a really good look at birdie. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Frank, we're moving inland now to the 7th hole. It's a 405-yard par 4. What's ahead?
Little dogleg to the right. A couple of bunkers right on the corner of it. So once again, check the breeze and somehow find that fairway.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Good looking shot right here. And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie.
Just when you think you're going to make birdie. Now, have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Frank, this is one of the most famous holes in the whole sport, isn't it?
Postage stamp, just over 120 yards. It might seem short, but it's daunting. Many an Open Championship has been lost on this shortest of par threes.
Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up.
It's at sneaky distance.
Well, that was just a lousy putt right there. No other way to say it. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, how does the front nine finish up with this par 4?
Well, the par 4 ninth is called the Monk. It's not overly long, 423 yards, dogleg to the right. Just one bunker down the left to be avoided.
Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Try up next. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Trying to grind out a par here. Needs it. He's made it. Don't forget the final round comes your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, so long for now. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the International Challenge. At the 15th, this par 4 is over 480 yards.
The key here really is the three bunkers, two on the left, one on the right. 260 yards gets you past that. If you find the fairway here, then you don't have to worry about the three bunkers that are short of this green. Oh, that's fine.
Frank, for players looking to improve their putting, what are some of the training methods they can use?
I think speed is always a good one when you get on the putting green and you just practice trying to putt inside that 3-foot circle, because in the end all sports are the same. You're trying to focus in on the destination where that ball has to be delivered, whether it's tennis inside the court or basketball inside the rim. Putting's no different. As you get further and further away from the hole, then you just make an acceptable size circle that you're trying to putt within. So pace, very important.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
More than a bonus on the scorecard, that.
The back nine here at Royal Troon has only one par 5, and here it is, Frank.
At 542 yards, you'd think it's reachable, but that burn cuts in at 280 yards, so it means you have to lay back. But I remember back in 1997, playing alongside Tiger Woods, and he still managed to get it onto the green from behind the burn. That was some shot.
You knew at that point he was something special.
He certainly was. He then knocked it in from 40 feet for an eagle 3. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. That was not a very good read right there. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there. Final par 3 here at Royal Troon. It's the 17th, and what kind of a hole is it, Frank?
Well, this takes your best long iron shot. Normally plays back into the prevailing breeze. You miss this green on the left, it will run all the way down the hill. The bunkers might look short, but if your tee shot isn't hit properly, it'll puff up into that breeze and certainly find a pot bunker. You're going to need some sort of miracle putt.
Long putt here. This will require a good touch. Made a good run at birdie. He'll have to focus now. Try to walk away with the par. Settles in over the putt. They'll take it. That's a par. Frank, the right fairway bunker ruined Greg Norman's chance at the 1989 Open Championship here at Royal Troon.
Yeah, pulled out driver, and there's one bunker down the right side. Perfect tee shot. What looked like it was perfect. Somehow it managed to run all the way down there and behind the lip. And, of course, the rest is history.
Good contact, good result. Officials calling that one around 310 yards. Frank, obviously here at 18, you do not want to be long.
Yeah, err on the side of caution here. You're exactly right. You'd rather be 30 feet short of this flag than 30 feet over the back of the screen, because it might just be out of bounds. Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
So a tester from 4 feet.
What a birdie. Now just a handful of players in contention.
Well, that'll wrap up our coverage of the final round. This is Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We'll see you next week. EA Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present opening round coverage of the EA Sports Spring Invitational. Picking it up live down at the 10th. Been a steady performance so far early in this first round, but at some point, Frank, they need to take steady to spectacular.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Rich, and really sooner rather than later, that's for sure. But, yeah, steady becomes boring if it stays on for too long. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up. Frank, this ball's in the rough. You like to hinge just a little bit quicker on the takeaway when the ball is down like this?
No, when it's down, you've just got to make sure that you wind up almost like you're hitting a tee shot. This is not one to be dallied with. You've got to hit it powerfully, and you really have to focus on that club getting through the grass, past the ball, and out the other side.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
That was a good run at it, Rich.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
So just a formality here. So 2 over par for the round. On to the 11th hole, we're looking downhill, 215 yards to the green.
And this is one of the holes that you realize you're at Wolf Creek. You would never see this hole anywhere else in the world. It's amazing when you stand on this tee. You see all of the canyons around, but there is a little green area down there surrounded by a couple of bunkers. It's a great-looking par 3. It measures 215 yards, very playable, and you never know, today might be the day where you make birdie.
Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. 18 feet from the bottom of the cup. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Not his best effort right there. That's a bogey, and now 3 over. From a par 3 to a par 5 here at the 12th. It measures 560 yards, a sweeping dogleg left, and there is some trouble down that left side.
This is a scary tee shot. There's no two ways about it, Rich. You've got to get the ball in play because you can really rack up a good score here. That water very much in play. Doesn't matter what club you decide to hit off the tee. 560 yards actually is reachable, believe it or not. But you've got to get it on the fairway. You don't really have to be too brave and try and take too much over there. The other thing, too, to consider about is this green is nearly half the length of an NFL football field. It is 55 yards from the front of this green to the back of the green.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
So going well up the hill to that green, will need to take an extra club here. That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. These putts keep the round together. knows? It is a 4-round tournament, setting himself up for a good weekend, maybe a great one. The young star makes his birdie.
This is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You'll need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Well, Frank, the wind is really starting to pick up.
You've got to fixate on the direction now. If you get the direction wrong and or mistime one of those gusts, all sorts of problems.